welcome to That's Vegetarian. I'm Karen Buchholz, your host. Today we are going to make a black bean cheesy crusted casserole. There are a couple different ways that you can make this. You can go the easy route and buy yourself some canned tomato sauce and some canned black beans, or you can take the black beans dried and you can soak them overnight and then boil them. You can make your own tomato sauce. So those are some different options that you have on how to make this dish. Today we're going to be using it from the can and from the can. Okay, it wouldn't be a vegetarian meal without some vegetables. So to this we are going to add some celery, some red and orange peppers. We have some cilantro and onions. And then we cannot forget about the spices. We have spicy chili sauce. I have ginger and chili pepper and some red pepper flakes. And then it does take a little bit of maple syrup as well. Can't go wrong. So let's get cooking. We're combining the cup and a half of black beans rinsed to help with flatulence. We're going to mix to that the cup of tomato sauce. In here I have the celery, the onions, and the red and orange pepper chopped. There's a cup of each. Except for the peppers, it's a combined cup. I have my different spices, the chili powder and the ginger. And then last but not least, I'm going to put in the tablespoon of cilantro, chopped up. And then I am simply going to mix all of these together before I transfer them into the baking dish. And we have to remember the chili sauce. And so that's about 1/4 cup of the chili sauce because it's a very hot chili sauce. I've made it before with more than 1/4 cup. Yes, it was very tasty and very spicy. And to help counteract the spiciness, we're going to add a tablespoon of maple syrup and mix well. Okay, and so accidents happen, all the more reason to pour to the side and then add. We've already got a tablespoon in, we'll just put it back in there. So let's go back and mix. We're now going to put it into the baking dish, but before we do that, we are going to spray it. And I have my olive oil in my misto. Let's give it a few good pumps and spray away. What I like about the misto or any other kind of sprayer is that you fill it with your own olive oil, so you know you're getting quality olive oil and you don't have all the additives and all the other stuff they put in the aerosol cans. Going to just pour in our mixture. Just look at the beautiful colors. That's why I like using different colored peppers, because it just adds even more. So we'll just flatten it out a little bit. I just put the breadcrumbs in with the cheese. So, and I used panko breadcrumbs, the Japanese style ones, just because they're a little bit lighter, to lower a little bit on the carbs. Just mixing it through, and then it's a jack and a cheddar mix. And I got the low fat version, so I'm just going to sprinkle it along the top. Making sure there's as even as possible of a distribution of the breadcrumbs and the cheese. And I've only used about 1/3 cup of cheese. You can alter how much cheese you want, how many breadcrumbs you want based upon your liking. At this point, it is now ready to go into the oven. Just look at that steam come off. Now, One of the things that I did do was I put the cheese and the breadcrumbs on throughout the entire cooking cycle. You can just put the cheese and the breadcrumbs on when it has about 15 minutes left to cook, because it baked for about an hour, and it gets a little less crunchy. I like it a little crunchy and gooey, so that's what I did. So let's plate it up. Look at that. Take a little bit more. I had taken some tortillas and I had baked them, just sprayed them with a little bit of olive oil and squirted some lime juice and salt on there. And then I have some tortillas that are just plain tortillas. They haven't been cooked. I prefer corn. By all means, you can use flour. Whole wheat flour would be a better choice, getting those whole grains whenever possible. And I am going to top it off with a little bit of sal y pimienta. It's an avocado oil. And that's vegetarian.